shapes so clearly because the trees aren't covering it. So
Hmm.
so the rivers are young, they're not so deep, and there's so you I don't know, it's just very special. I highly
Hmm.
recommend it.
Wow.
Now,
Why are they light on trees?
because they because they because it's a
Because
new,
newer island, right?
yeah,
New formation.
in
Hmm.
some places, like in towns, there are trees, but they were planted. They're not
Hmm.
native. So, so when you look at
Interesting.
afar, you see the mountain shapes perfectly, and
Hmm.
that's very different from anything you've seen,
Interesting.
because uh, there's waterfalls everywhere. And I think if you're in Colorado, they're there, but the pines are covering them,
Hmm.
and so it's really great. Now, if I were to do it again, I wouldn't take the kids. For them, it's great, but I don't think they're old enough
Yeah.
to to
Appreciate.
appreciate, and it's not a cheap place. So
Right.
of
Oh
course they
yeah.
loved it, and their Instagram photos and this and that and on the icebergs. But I think it's more for an adult place. It's just my thought,
Yeah.
Hmm.
because um, a lot of the meals, everything's imported, so it's not a cheap place, which I have not considered. And a lot of the hotels were all farms that accommodated a few rooms. Again, beautiful views in the country. It was great. So highly recommend it.
Did
It
y'all
was a
did,
lot more than I expected.
did y'all
Good.
do like I know there's a lot of thermal whatever there,
Oh yeah,
geothermal stuff. Did y'all get in like a hot spring or anything like that, or is it too hot to
yes.
do that?
There's a thing called the Blue Lagoon, and yeah, we did it, and it's a must. There,
Hmm.
like if you go there for 3 days, which is what most people do, you do like the Blue Lagoon, you walk on icebergs, and you'll probably do a lava field. But
Hmm.
we did 10 days. So
Hmm.
rather than going to the capital, which is called Reykjavik, and do those three things that are close to it, we drove around the island completely, like a 360 circle.
Nice.
So we did white water rafting from the iceberg, you know, uh, waters. It's it's really great. It's
Don't
really
fall
really great.
out, right? Jeez.
Oh, it was cold.
Cold.
I jumped. So there was a dare jump, and I said, "Well, I'm here. I'll do it. I'm gonna
Cold
freeze, but
plunge.
yeah,
Oh, the
exactly."
ultimate cold plunge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Natural.
Bob's
And
booking a flight right now. I can see him typing.
but then you're doing the rafting, and then they stop, and there's a hot spring coming out, so they just give you hot chocolate out of the hot spring. So it's great.
Huh.
I don't know if I sent you pictures, but I will if I didn't, and it's amazing. So yeah,
Cool.
Golly. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. What an experience.
yeah. But it's a very unique experience, as much as boating on the Great Lakes.
Yeah. Wasn't that
Yeah, that
fun?
is great.
if I
God, what a
think
great weekend.
if I think about this past few weeks, is wow, like life is great. There's
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know uh, good things at work, good things with friends.
Mm.
uh, Tired,
Sweet.
really
I
tired.
bet. Did,
For
did,
good
did you
reason.
straighten them out in Charlotte? Did you get it? I know you were dealing
uh,
with some
yeah,
issues.
not yet, but
Yeah.
we're getting there. And same
Yeah.
reason why I'm heading to Brazil. And I was in Bogota, so I flew from Iceland directly to Bogota, spent the week there, came back on Friday. So a lot going on, but it's so the whole country in Bogota, in Colombia, was blocked. Uh, this is has nothing to do with our business, but uh, the diesel fuel had been subsidized by the government for years. And at the same time, there's these authorized freight tariffs. Um, so as diesel has increased in cost, the the price, the official price, had been frozen. But of course, this is costing the government a lot of money. So they they decided to stop subsidizing the fuel, but they didn't change the authorized rates. So of course, all the uh, freighters, which is a lot, mostly man truck, protested. How could you increase the cost of fuel, and I'm supposed to be charging the same rates?
Hmm.
So the government didn't respond, and in protest, they blocked all the main entrances to cities, to whatever. So it was big chaos. It's
Hmm.
For me, it's unbelievable, but they told me that it has happened before. So,
Hmm.
anyways, I was in Bogota and I went to Cali to see a customer. So on the way to the customer, the blockades were on our side, so we could get into the city. But on the way back, the access to the airport was blocked, and I had a
Hmm.
flight to take back to Bogota. So I hitchhiked on a motorcycle. Uh,
No way. In
This is so.
Colombia.
All right, here we go.
and because there's a lot of guys on motorcycles, so I gave the man money, and but the trucks were blocking, so we both had to get off, carry the bike to the other side of the road across this concrete line, and just to get over the barricade, and and then pass through it. They wouldn't stop us; they were stopping cars, so we were driving between the big semis, and we go through the barricade, get
This
to
is
the
such a.
airport.
Yeah, this is,
Now, of course, I want to know: did the motorcycle break down at any point, and you had to
yeah,
personally repair it or anything like that?
right, right.
Well,
I'm
my
imagining Sal in a suit, briefcase on the back of
Right,
a motorcycle, threading through
right.
semis.
Yeah,
well, the,
yeah.
the good thing, it was a day trip to Cali, so I only had my backpack, and
Okay.
by the time I got to the airport, my hands were filthy because I would be carrying the bikes, holding it from the tire, and just raising it, to go over,
I mean,
sidewalks.
That's out
you
of a
can't make
movie.
this
Straight
stuff
out of
up.
a movie.
But I
Did
made it.
Yeah.
you had like a big pen or something you took apart and made it run? It's total MacGyver.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I was there with the local sales gal. She couldn't believe it. I cannot believe you're gonna get her a motorcycle. So I stopped. I asked her to take a picture. Well, take a picture. So I have one. I'll send it to you.
That's great.
Did, have either of you seen the movie? It's called Mitty, Mitty. I think that's the type of Ben, who's the guy that did something about Sally? Ben, I can't remember. He's a comedian. He's hilarious. He did
Oh,
Dodgeball. He
yeah.
did what
Ben
is that guy's?
Stiller.
Stiller. Yeah. So Stiller did this movie Mitty, and you're telling this thing about Iceland, and I'm
Oh,
thinking about it
yeah.
because he
Yeah.
has to chase
I did
this
see that.
photographer to Iceland.
Yes.
Yeah. You're that
The Life
photographer,
of
Sal.
Walter Mitty.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. It was a great movie, but they had these beautiful scenes from Iceland and all this
Oh, the guy
and
from Night at the Museum. Is that
yes.
is that guy?
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
I
But
remember
that
seeing the trailers. Yeah,
yeah, he's
about a
going
guy
down a
that.
volcano that's exploding on a skateboard or something like that. And I'm just having
Right,
these
right.
visions of you, Sal,
Right.
globetrotting, hitchhiking, carrying a motorcycle through a hostile blockade. Oh
Right.
man. I mean, things I wouldn't do would be like messing with people blocking the road in Colombia. I mean,
Right.
Sal, a couple of gringos doing that, they'd be like, "You're dead." Or no, we're gonna put you in a cage in the mountains. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Well, we were stopped. I mean, it was a complete stop, and I would see motorcycles go through in the middle, like between the cars lanes and they wouldn't be coming back. So I
Yeah.
figured that they were getting through the blockades.
Yeah, you did the math,
So,
huh? Yeah.
so I got off and I waved with a big dollar, no, with a big Colombian bill, like,
Uh-huh.
and so I was showing you know, the bills and doing my hitchhike, and a guy stopped. I'll take you.
That yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I
That's
love
awesome. Jeez. Oh, Sal, you're the best.
it.